On CNC3, I'm Ryan Beachu.
I'm Bhavita Gopalchan.
I am Jassi Marik with the sport.
And I'm Jean-Marc Rampazad with your weather.
Let's tell you what's making the news tonight. Prison supervisor claims victimization for rejecting Roger Alexander's pre-election gang prison visits.
Toddler killed in a tragic accident along the Eastern Main Road. Parents are still in shock.
Unions optimistic as government confirms 10% starting point for public sector wage talks.
Ahead in sport, head coach Darren Sammy called to account for his inclusions and omissions as the West Indies gears up to tour Nepal and India.
Just 1 or 2 thunderstorms today with similar conditions expected tomorrow. I'll have the details in tonight's weather report.
A detained prison supervisor is tonight accusing Roger Alexander of seeking to have clandestine meetings with incarcerated gang leaders before he entered politics.
That's right. Garth Gorder is currently being detained for allegedly providing assistance to a gang. Made the allegation in a pre-action protocol letter in the legal correspondence. Attorney Crystal Primus claimed that Alexander sought to meet a member of the radical Islamic gang in his personal capacity whilst on vacation. Well, she claimed that her client refused to facilitate the unsupervised visits at the maximum security prison but allowed him to meet the member in his presence. She claimed the meetings continued even after Alexander was elected Tunapuna MP and was appointed to the cabinet by Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar. Primus claimed that Alexander is unlawfully targeting her client with a detention order for reporting Alexander's alleged activities to senior prison and police officers. She threatened to file a lawsuit over the issue. Confronted with the allegations while making his way to Parliament earlier today, Alexander evaded our questions.
So there was an accusation by an attorney that you met with gang leaders in prison before being elected. Anything you could tell us, Minister? Minister?
Well, CNC3 News understands that Gorder was expected to appear before the State of Emergency Review Tribunal on Thursday, but his scheduled hearing had to be postponed as he was not allowed to join virtually. We reached out to the Prime Minister for a response on these claims and are awaiting a response. 3 weeks after she was shot in an ambush, surgeon Dorothy Williams-Chandler succumbed to injuries.
She died last night at the Arima General Hospital. Williams-Chandler was shot in the head on August 30th while leaving Daniel Drive, Champlain. One of her attackers, Adam Wheeler, was killed by an off-duty prison officer who witnessed the ordeal. At the time of the killing, she was on her way to her Valsayn home. Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo recalled his time as a colleague.
I would have actually worked with Dr. Williams. She would have been a few years my senior. She was an excellent surgeon. She would have worked at the Port of Spain Hospital right here where we are, under the San Fernando Hospital. So I just want to express my condolences again and to commend, of course, the work she would have done as a surgeon, serving in the public service for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
In a media release, the Northwest Regional Health Authority credited Dr. Williams-Chandler for her exceptional surgical skills and clinical excellence.
She's also been recognized by colleagues and students for her compassion, mentorship, and tireless commitment.
A 2-year-old boy from Beetham Gardens is dead following a tragic accident in St. Joseph. Jemmy Williams was struck by a van along the Eastern Main Road around 8:20 p.m. yesterday. His mother, carrying a 2-month-old infant at the time, was chasing after him when the child ran into traffic. The 35-year-old driver from Barataria swerved and braked but could not avoid the collision. She rushed both the mother and child to the Mount Hope Pediatric Hospital, where Williams was pronounced dead on arrival. Doctors say he died from traumatic brain injury. Relatives described Williams as bright and cheerful and able to count to 20. He would have turned 3 in November. After some confusion this afternoon, the Prime Minister has clarified that Republic Day events have not been cancelled.
For a brief period, the public thought that following suit from the contentious cancellation of the Independence Day celebrations, the government had axed the national awards and associated Republic Day events.
However, the Prime Minister and Tobago's Chief Secretary assured that things are going ahead as planned. Akash Samru and cameraman Timothy Shasto have more.
our Republic Day celebrations cancelled?
It became an urgent question that we needed to ask the Prime Minister after both TTT and the THA's Division of Health posted that information coming from the Office of the Prime Minister's Central Administrative Services in Tobago said the Republic Day March and National Awards function have been cancelled. The rationale given was the same as that used to cancel Independence Day celebrations, which was safety concerns during the state of emergency. But this seems to have caught even the government ministers by surprise, because before the Prime Minister refuted it, we asked Minister Jerlene John to confirm what we had seen online.
What that foolishness are they talking?
No, we're seeing it. TTT posted it, you know.
Who TTT posted it? Really?
The state's media posted it, so I'm asking.
You're sure with all this AI thing going on, you coming?
No, what we're asking, that's why we're asking for confirmation.
But the Prime Minister and the Parliament gave final confirmation that the media release was incorrect.
I have no knowledge of that. We met in Cabinet up to yesterday. We fully committed, and we will be proceeding with the Republic Day Awards function.
But why was the media release posted by the Division of Health and then by the state-owned media house? We asked Minister Barry Padarat, but he'd only say that celebrations would proceed in both islands. But THA Chief Secretary Fali Augustine tells CNC3 News that he's hearing the press release may have been unauthorized. The THA chief said he knows for certain that THA activities, or those sponsored by the THA, will continue as usual. Those include the cultural show in Roxburgh on Republic Day. Meanwhile, the fireworks and other festivities in the Roxburgh area will take place as normal. Akash Samaru, CNC3 News.
Well, the Office of the Prime Minister sent out a media release late this afternoon saying that last week the Prime Minister approved funding for Tobago's Republic Day celebrations. The release said the Office of the Prime Minister remains the sole authorized source to issue statements with respect to national matters. Now to this. With the national budget looming, the Finance Minister offers no comment when asked if he is considering raising fuel prices. Last evening, Minister Devendranath Thakur told CNC3 News that not everyone would be happy with his budget presentation. Asked today to clarify what he meant and whether he was inferring that unpopular decisions such as higher fuel prices could be coming, the minister would only say that only people who do not have this country's best interest at heart would be displeased.
I think the people who may be unhappy will be unpatriotic. I think Trinidad and Tobago citizens are aware of how difficult the circumstances are that the former government left us in, and are expecting to see some kind of changes. The persons who may be unhappy may be those persons on the opposition side.
So no raising aspect.
No comments. Thank you all very much.
Well, the Prime Minister has indicated that the budget will be read in early October.
Meanwhile, the Finance Minister has confirmed that government will begin public sector wage negotiations at 10% in fiscal 2026, keeping its election promise. But questions remain about whether the state can afford such a move. Earlier this year, the PNM had dismissed the pledge as unrealistic, and economists warned it could fuel inflation and increase borrowing. PSA President Felicia Thomas says workers welcome government's decision to put them first. She argues it is not a question of whether the country has the money, but how that money is prioritized.
So the question of economic sustainability has nothing to do with whether or not the country has the finances. It has to do with prioritizing the finances, and that is what this government has done. They have prioritized workers, or let me say they are going to prioritize workers in this budget.
The Prison Officers Association says its members are cautiously optimistic, but stresses that negotiations must take place in an environment of good faith. President Gerard Gordon notes that 2 bargaining periods remain unsettled and that the association is prepared to negotiate beyond the 10% starting point. He reminds that deficit budgets are nothing new and says if funding is an issue, they can consider both cash and non-cash options for settling back pay. Gordon warns the real challenge is addressing past wage periods with today's finances.
We cannot go back to 2020, 21, 22. That money was made and spent. Revenues were already addressed for that period. So the state always finds itself in a position of having to use current day finances and mathematics to address issues that have long since passed.
The Joint Trade Union Movement says it is fully confident the government will honor its promises.
The TNT Unified Teachers Association welcomed the plan even after settling a 5% increase for the 2020-2023 period earlier this year. TUTA says it now looks forward to the 2026 fiscal package and the chance to settle the outstanding 2023 to 2026 negotiations.
But the opposition leader is questioning if unions other than the Public Services Association will benefit from the planned 10% wage talks in the upcoming fiscal year.
That's right. The finance minister last night confirmed that money would be made available in this upcoming budget. However, Penelope Beckles is now asking if money would be set aside for other unions to negotiate higher salaries for their members.
Remember, there are a number of other unions that are waiting patiently because, of course, once you have an agreement with the PSA, it's going to impact on all the others.
Well, in response, Minister Tanku said that is still to be discussed and urged the opposition leader to listen to his budget presentation.
Let's tell you what's still to come in the news tonight. Racial profiling and abuse of power among concerns raised by stakeholders at PNM's Stand Your Ground legislation consultation.
Over 100 cruise fraud charges dropped against Vicky Budram, but the former cruise agent remains in prison.
Later on in sport, we get into the minds of TNT's World Championships heroes with former Olympian Cleopatra Borrell.
At Bagwansing's Port of Spain and Chagonas, we are committed to providing quality products for all major building projects. Let's build together with rebars and beams, BRC coils and mats, RHS and angles, roofing sheets and purlins, lumber, plywood and MDF. Bagwansing's, building homes, building communities, building TNT for over 60 years. Bagwansing's, Port of Spain and Chagonas, building value every day.
Okay, I see you. Okay, let me see you, Cherry Hill. Yeah, now take it back. Let me see you rock off, shake off, shake off. Let me see you rock off, rock off. Let me see you kick right, now kick left, now step forward, now step back. Lucasade, bring the energy.
As Parliament resumes on the belief that Stand Your Ground legislation would soon be brought, the opposition began its public consultation last night.
The opposition is hoping independent senators will reject the bill. Chancellor Van and cameraman Joel Phillip were at the consultation. Here's their report.
The reason for the law is to satisfy a populist imperative. That's the only thing I could see. It is populism that these people are practicing, and we are creeping to fascism. So that is what that is.
Attendees at the People's National Movement's first public consultation on the proposed Home Invasion Self-Defense of Property Bill, commonly referred to as the Stand Your Ground legislation, did not hold back with their feedback. Speaking last evening at City Hall, they made their concerns clear to the opposition panel. Some spoke about possible racial profiling and abuse of power by homeowners.
Talking about Stand Your Ground law, you encourage people to go and get firearms to protect themselves. And it's not a nice thing, because you're going to strike up crime. And having people with firearms in a community, I believe they're enough to know that people are very emotional and very trigger-happy.
Which aligns with psychologist Sule Joseph's warning that with the country already on edge because of high crime, the hypervigilance of citizens must be taken into consideration. It is also a concern shared by opposition leader Penelope Beckles, who cautions it isn't a get-out-of-jail-free card.
And a lot of people feel that is what Stand Your Ground means. Incident happens, somehow there's some kind of justification, and there isn't a procedure to take place. And that is one of the most important points that we have to be conscious of. What is going to happen, and what is difference between the traditional self-defense that exists at present in the common law.
Senior Counsel Larry Lala points out the government's law, unlike other jurisdictions, neglects the immunity hearing if you are arrested after.
You have a right at an early stage to insist on the matter going before a judge. And once you could show on a prima facie basis that you acted, you stood your ground and used reasonable force, the onus will then be at that very early stage on the police to show that you actually use disproportionate force.
Lala says he hopes the consultations persuade the independent senators to vote against the bill when it comes before them. Government already has the necessary numbers for the bill to pass in Parliament. Jensen Lavend, CNC3 News.
Legal Affairs Minister Saddam Hussein says the suggestion by Senior Counsel Larry Lala that the Stand Your Ground legislation does not mean an escape from judicial oversight is wrong.
At the PNM's first public consultation last night, Lala said the homeowners may still be arrested and charged, and when they appear in court, only then be allowed to use the legislation as their defense.
If he examines Clause 7 and 8 of the bill, and then compares that with the existing common law, which is the current law, you will see that he is absolutely wrong in his comments and his statements. So it's reckless for him to make such populist statements, especially when debating such an important matter of home invasion.
The fraud case against former travel agent Vicky Budram has collapsed due to delays in prosecution. She was discharged of over 100 fraud and money laundering charges today after her lawyer cited the DPP's failure to meet 3 extended deadlines. High Court Master Lisa Singh Phillip granted the discharge, with the state admitting it wasn't ready to proceed. However, the case may be reinstated.
Budram remains in custody over her 2017 prison escape, allegedly aided by 2 police officers using a fake court order. She was recaptured 3 days later, and all were charged, including a friend who harbored her.
The original charges stemmed from a failed 2011 cruise for which clients paid. She was also accused of laundering the proceeds to buy a Mercedes-Benz and a Palm East property. A similar application may be made in her escape case, which faces similar delays.
To business news now, Angostura says the 15% U.S. tariff on imports won't shake its growth plans, with Chairman Gary Hunt confident higher sales will cover the cost.
Meanwhile, Guardian Holdings Limited has closed a $1.02 billion bond refinancing months ahead of schedule. Andrea Perez-Sobers shares more in tonight's Business Watch.
Angostura Chairman Gary Hunt says the 15% hike in U.S. tariffs on imports will not derail its growth plans. Hunt, in an exclusive interview with Business Watch, says the company has already adjusted pricing, sharing the burden with distributors, and expects stronger sales to offset the cost.
Well, we're not going to sit by and cry and say, we can't ask Mr. Trump to change his policy. We have to be acceptors of the policy. And we will work with it. We have, as I said, we have very creative, innovative people, and we will bring that to the fore.
He notes that the launch of the new packaging of its premium rum range last night in Chagonas ties directly into Angostura's financial ambitions.
We have very aggressive ambitions for the company. At the last AGM, we made it very public. And we want to double our revenue and triple our profits. And that is no hidden statement. It's a goal we've set. In 3 years, we want to achieve that.
Angostura's Deputy CEO Rahim Mohammed made a clarion call for consumers to buy local.
Don't take your money and support international brands that really don't give back to the national community, right? We employ, we train, we take our revenue and we put into national development.
Looking at insurance, Guardian Holdings has pulled off what it says is the country's largest private corporate bond deal in a decade, with a $1.05 billion refinancing completed before the given date, Thursday, 11th December 2025. The transaction, approved by TNT Securities and Exchange Commission, combined the early redemption of the existing bond with the issue of an additional $30 million. In a statement on Friday, Guardian Holdings outlines that the new structure spans 3, 6, and 10-year maturities, giving Guardian more stability in its debt profile and securing long-term funding. Chief Executive Officer Ian Chinapu described the deal as pivotal, noting that by refinancing early, Guardian has assured a strong capital structure and created room to deliver on its commitment to sustainable growth and value for stakeholders. And now for a look at today's energy and foreign exchange prices. Andrea Perez-Sobas, CNC3 Business Watch.
Just ahead in the news, Port of Spain Central pushes for completion. Gillian John says it's about 90% done, but the health minister has doubts.
We had a hot and sunny start to the day with a few showers developing as the morning progressed. Isolated thunderstorms were observed over northwestern areas of Trinidad around 1 p.m. Now those showers have mostly dissipated, giving us a fair evening. I'll have the weekend outlook coming up just after the break.
Do you also find putting on shoes awkward? Do it like me. Put them on easily without using your hands. It's like an invisible shoehorn helping you step right into the shoe. You don't even have to bend down. Just slide your foot in and you're done. Try it. Skechers Slip. Hands free.
Food Basket. Food Basket, nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh produce and everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. A real much I wanna shop for you. Food Basket, the nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh produce and everything fantastic. Food Basket.
Marketplace Chamfla, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Crack the science of stronger hair. New Fructis with keratin, protein, or biotin in reloaded systems. Up to 72 hours frizz control, 48 hours definition, or 72 hours thicker looking hair. New Fructis by Garnier, naturally.
There's a fire that burns inside the human body. And most people don't even know it. You can't always feel it, but it's there. Inflammation, the hidden root behind arthritis, myocarditis, pancreatitis, prostatitis, and much more.
Inflammation is the enemy. Let Omega XL be your weapon.
It's the funniest comedy, rated 10 out of 10. You don't leave foul to watch corn. Now hits the Central Bank Auditorium on Saturday the 27th of September at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday 28th at 6:30 p.m. before heading to Sapa San Fernando on October 4th and 5th. It's the best show of 2025. You don't leave foul to watch corn. September 27th and 28th at Central Bank Auditorium and October 4th and 5th at Sapa. Call 481-2185 for further information. You don't leave foul to watch corn. Who does that?
Do you know that Neo Eyewear was the first to offer the Ray-Ban Meta glasses in Trinidad?
And yes, they are genuine and authentic with different colors and sizes to match your style. With these glasses, you can listen to music, take calls hands-free, pictures, and even videos.
And yes, they offer a free eye test.
And back to school sale, frames, lens for $200. You heard me right, $200 for frames, lens, eye test, everything. So what are you waiting for? See your way with Neo Eyewear.
Southern Food Basket CPL flash sale is on now. Shandy Malta Ginseng 6-pack, $31.95. Swiss Barbecue Spouch 500 ml, 2 for $19.95. Swiss Spouch Ketchup 750 ml, 2 for $19.95. Creamery 1 gallon ice cream assorted, 2 for $84.95. Grill Master Burger Patties 2 pounds, 2 for $99. Chicken wings 1 pack, 2 for $69.95. Available Thursday 18th September to Sunday 21st September 2025.
Millions of people are attacked by harmful mouth bacteria. The root cause of bad breath, gum problems, cavities, plaque, and tartar. That's why Colgate combined the best science and technology in Colgate Total. Unlike others, its superior formula fights bacteria and creates a powerful protective barrier for up to 24 hours to prevent them from coming back. Take control of your oral health with Colgate Total.
Hey, man. Where are you? Okay. He said 5 minutes. Anyone want dessert? Maybe he's stuck at the office? Surprise! Not yet, Carl. Bro, I'm literally at the altar right now.
Relax. I'm almost there.
We're like the friend who isn't always late.
You have the rings.
CG United. Good like that.
Cars, sports, careers, food. We men always talk about these things, but not about our health. Did you know that testosterone is responsible for muscle mass, strength, deep voice, healthy hair growth, and a sex drive? With low testosterone, we may not achieve our potential. The good news is that Jameson Power for Men is an excellent testosterone support. Take Jameson Power for Men and perform to your max. Jameson, here for your health.
Welcome back. Minister for Works and Infrastructure, Gillian John, says the central block of the Port of Spain General Hospital is 90% complete.
She led a media tour today to see the state of the facility. The ventilation system on some floors still has to be outfitted, while medical equipment is set to be installed by March 2026. She noted that accepting practical completion too early would trigger warranties and guarantees before defects are addressed. The central block project began in 2019 but has faced several delays and changes in contractors. Government now expects the hospital to be fully outfitted by March next year. John questioned the PNM's decision to have a practical completion opening.
When you accept practical completion, you trigger the warranties and guarantees. So in fact, you are within the defect liability period. So why did I accept it then? You accept the practical completion without triggering the defect liability period? Is a Hollywood production? No, because once you accept practical completion, you trigger the warranties. You want to see when the rain falls, if the roof will leak. You understand? You're looking to see when you put on the pipe, like I did just now, whether water will come out, right? So you're looking for the defects that is upon the onus is on the contractor to remedy. This morning, where we are at is an active construction site.
However, during the tour, Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo, who accompanied John on the tour, expressed skepticism that the central block is 90% complete.
I have to share with Minister John, of course, that from this walkthrough, it doesn't appear to be 90% complete at all. The projection for the medical equipment is the 30th of March, which is still a long way. 26th of March, which is 2026, which is still a long way off, of course. And of course, no matter you have beds and so on, without the proper medical equipment, diagnostic and laboratory services and so on, you will not be able to treat patients.
Dr. Bodo also said he has yet to receive the report from the investigation into the death of 6-year-old Jasha Francois at the San Fernando Teaching Hospital in August. He also could not give a date when he expects to receive the report. A family of Upper Rich Plain Road in Diego Martin has spent the last few nights worried that while they sleep, their house could come crumbling down.
Brewster Rogers tells CNC3 News that a landslide directly under his house started last Thursday and worsened with a heavy rain this week. We understand the dirt and rubble have blocked vehicular access for at least 9 other households. This utility pole that connects part of the hill with electricity, as well as other services, is also on the verge of collapse. Rogers, speaking just off camera, still occupies the structure. He fears if there is no intervention soon, they will lose their home.
I just had to watch the sun just rolling out this way, but at a point in time I thought, well, that didn't make sense to up there and all too.
What's the biggest?
Well, sleeping and hearing when I go down the hill.
Rogers indicated that they have tried reaching out to the authorities. With no response to date, he said he spent approximately $2,000 this week to address the issue.
Well, the money I had, I spent it and I buy pipe to make sure, well, no more water coming on here too. Here with Cape already, when they was doing the road, and then the clean it and just for shipping small hole at the bottom there. So that it wasn't holding back. There's already holding nothing. So after a while, it's inevitable that with the water and things are coming off of the hill.
Rogers said proper drainage and improved road infrastructure are needed on the hill to prevent further slippage.
CNC3 News reached out to the Diego Martin Borough Corporation, which said a report has been sent to the Disaster Management Unit.
Jean-Marc is back. Jean-Marc, the weekend is here. Tell me the sunshine is here as well.
Well, thunderstorms are still in the forecast, but Saturday seems to be the better day if you're planning any outdoor activities, right? So let's take a look at the satellite. Tropical storm Gabrielle is still out there to the northeast of the Lesser Antilles, and to our east we'll be watching this band associated with Gabrielle for tomorrow. Not directly associated, but just some lingering moisture. Further east, we have two tropical waves, number 33, which is expected to pass over us on Monday into Tuesday, then number 34, which is still over a week away as it just came off the African coast. That wave actually has a lot of Saharan dust just to its north, so I'll be tracking that as well to see if it'll be expected over our area towards the end of next week. Taking a closer look at the region, some localized showers and thunderstorms over the Leeward Islands today, mostly fair over the Windward Islands, and to our east we still have some moisture, again associated with that tail of Gabrielle, but that cloudiness is moving in our direction. So taking a closer look at Gabrielle, it's still a tropical storm and is now starting to get its act together. The National Hurricane Center expects it to gradually strengthen over the next few days, peaking at a Category 2 hurricane strength early next week as it makes its right turn, passing just very close to Bermuda. It seems like they may be dodging this one again. So back home, our forecast for tonight, mostly fair conditions, but a few showers are expected to favor Tobago and eastern areas of Trinidad. One or two of them may become moderate to heavy at times. Overnight lows of 24 in Trinidad and 26 in Tobago. Tomorrow we'll have somewhat similar conditions to what we had today, with mostly fair conditions despite a few scattered showers and just a low chance of an isolated thunderstorm favoring western areas of Trinidad. Sea conditions are still slight to moderate, with waves in open waters around 1.5 meters and calm to smooth in sheltered areas. Winds are expected out of the east-southeast at about 10 to 15 knots. So looking ahead, Sunday to Tuesday still seems to be on the relatively wet side, as the tropical wave is expected to pass Monday into Tuesday, so we'll likely have a few more thunderstorms when compared to the last few days. Then on Wednesday, some slight improvement as we'll have a bit more sunshine, but still one or two afternoon thunderstorms over Trinidad itself. So if I'm planning to go to the beach tomorrow. So.
Well, you better do tomorrow because Sunday doesn't look so good.
Absolutely, but there's some good news in all of this.
What's that?
I'm not working tomorrow, unlike some people.
Well, yes, that's true. We'll end it right there. Thank you very much, Jean-Marc. Let's tell you what's still to come in the news tonight. Pink walls and a palace hall. Tonight we get a glimpse of Jaipur's royal flair.
Food basket, nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh produce and everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. A real much I wanna shop for you. Food basket, the nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh produce and everything fantastic.
Food basket, marketplace Shaguanas, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Guys, how do you rate your performance in the bedroom? Performance matters. With just one daily dose of Vital Dur, you'll rev up your libido. Vital Dur's blend of natural superfoods to boost energy and increase sex drive. Get your bottle of Vital Dur now.
Get the best in affordable eyewear. Frames with blue filter lenses and eye exam, $399. Single vision lenses with transitions on designer frames, $799. Progressive transitions with designer frames, $1,399. Happening only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
Southern Food Basket CPL flash sale is on now. Anchor, cheddar, and vegetarian cheese, 250 grams, 2 for $44.95. Aqua Pure, 330 ml, 5 cases for $90. Chubby, 3 cases for $100. Pepsi 7-Up Juicy, 2-liter drinks, 2 for $16.95. Clean and White Bleach, 1 gallon, $26.95. Snuggle napkins, 250s, 2 for $19.95. Snuggle bathroom tissue, 12-pack, 2 for $39.95. Available Thursday, 18th September to Sunday, 21st September, 2025.
Science calls it AMPK, your body's built-in system for burning fat, balancing blood sugar, and fueling energy. Berberine Plus naturally supports AMPK, helping you feel better, live better, be better. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Berberine Plus, powerful results naturally.
Do you also find putting on shoes awkward? Do it like me. Put them on easily without using your hands. It's like an invisible shoehorn helping you step right into the shoe. You don't even have to bend down. Just slide your foot in and you're done. Try it. Skechers Slip. Hands free.
Only BioStrath gives your body more than 60 of the essential nutrients it needs every day in a product that's 100% natural for stronger immunity, enhanced focus, increased energy and stamina. BioStrath. Get what you need naturally.
It's the funniest comedy rated 10 out of 10. You don't leave foul to watch corn. Now hits the Central Bank Auditorium on Saturday the 27th of September at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday 28th at 6:30 p.m. before heading to Sapa San Fernando on October 4th and 5th. It's the best show of 2025. You don't leave foul to watch corn. September 27th and 28th at Central Bank Auditorium and October 4th and 5th at Sapa. Call 481-2185 for further information. You don't leave foul to watch corn. Who does that?
Southern Food Basket CPL flash sale is on now. Shandy Malta Ginseng 6-pack, $31.95. Swiss barbecue spouch, 500 ml, 2 for $19.95. Swiss spouch ketchup, 750 ml, 2 for $19.95. Creamery 1 gallon ice cream assorted, 2 for $84.95. Grill Master Burger patties 2 pounds, 2 for $99. Chicken wings 1 pack, 2 for $69.95. Available Thursday 18th September to Sunday 21st September 2025.
Well, the country is still on a high after 48 hours. 2012 Olympic gold medalist Kishon Walcott and world-class sprinter Jareem Richards sent TNT into a frenzy when they earned gold and silver medals in their respective competitions at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo this week, Bavita.
Of course. So today we asked, do you feel these athletes should be recognized? Here is what some of you had to say.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
I don't know really, because they get house, they have everything really, so I don't know what I can give them. Whatever I can give them, well, fine.
We should reward our athletes and things because they work hard and train hard all year round to give us rewards. So when they actually accomplish rewards, I think, at least know what they have and what they don't have, what they need, and help them.
I believe they should be given a Medal of Valor for their contributions.
It's not the people that say that if the government want to reward them, they have the power and they have the descent. We don't have it.
I think he was very good. I'm so proud of him. I said, okay, I don't know if he already have one.
I think they should be given an extra award, right? And then let the relevant authorities make a decision as to how they want to compensate them for their performances.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
Well, there are some people who believe there should be a public holiday to celebrate those wins.
There are some people who just want a holiday for every achievement.
Correct. But what do you think, Jesse?
A holiday seems fair to me. I mean, they've been around the block, so maybe now it's time to reward the nation for unwavering support. We go to sport next, though. Here's what we have coming up after the break. We check in on Trinidad and Tobago's under-21 netballers ahead of the commencement of the World Youth Cup. And as the weekend approaches, we gear up for mouth-watering cricket action and a whole lot more. Stick around, sport is next.
Dress like you mean business. At The Working Woman, we bring you stylish, professional looks made for the modern woman. From casual to formal workwear, we've got your professional wardrobe covered.
Food Basket. Food Basket, nation's #1 supermarket. Bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh produce and everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. Arima, Shawana, Shafle, go view. Food Basket, the nation's #1 supermarket. Bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh produce and everything fantastic.
Food Basket, Hypermarket Arima, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
What if your best hair day was every day?
Elvive Hyaluron Plus Plump with hyaluronic acid. 2 times more hydration transforms your hair for up to 72 hours. Work that bounce. Elvive Hyaluron Plus Plump by L'Oreal Paris.
You're worth it.
Feeling drained, run down, or just not at your best? Your body might be missing key nutrients it needs to fight back. This powerful blend delivers high-dose vitamin C for immune defense, vitamin B6 and B12 for energy and brain support, and essential minerals like magnesium, zinc, and potassium to help your body recharge and recover. Whether you're fighting stress, supporting immunity, or bouncing back from a workout, this formula has your back. Fuel your cells, boost your immunity, feel the difference.
Southern Food Basket CPL flash sale is on now. Anchor, cheddar, and vegetarian cheese, 250 grams, 2 for $44.95. Aqua Pure, 330 ml, 5 cases for $90. Chubby, 3 cases for $100. Pepsi 7-Up Juicy, 2-liter drinks, 2 for $16.95. Clean and White Bleach, 1 gallon, $26.95. Snuggle napkins, 2 50s, 2 for $19.95. Snuggle bathroom tissue, 12-pack, 2 for $39.95. Available Thursday, 18th September to Sunday, 21st September, 2025.
Welcome back. It's time for sport now. West Indies head coach Darren Sammy is defending the return of opening batsman Tejnarine Chanderpaul to the West Indies test match team to face India in October. But he has also stated that the door remains open for some of the old stagers who have temporarily been pushed aside. Sammy spoke candidly in a virtual media conference on Thursday.
After he was dropped from the test team in January last year with an average of 32 from 10 tests, Guyanese opener Tejnarine Chanderpaul is returning to the West Indies team. The younger Chanderpaul scored a modest 190 runs from 3 matches in this year's West Indies first-class season. But West Indies head coach Darren Sammy insists he has a very particular vision for Chanderpaul.
When we look at the role needed for one of these openers, Tej brings that sort of clarity of thought that we're looking at in terms of the skill set and what that role requires.
Chanderpaul's inclusion comes against the backdrop of some other proven veterans being exiled. Former captain Craig Brathwaite, who has 5,950 runs from 100 tests, Kemar Roach, who has 284 test wickets, and another former captain, Jason Holder, among them.
I am in no position to call time on anybody's career. If Kemar is still playing, he will always be up for selection.
Meanwhile, Sammy says left-arm spinner Gulakesh Moti is being rested for next week's T20 series against Nepal, and West Indies in India to follow. The T20 team to Nepal will be captained by Akil Hussain in the absence of Shea Hope, who will be in India and includes 5 potential debutants. West Indies will depart for the series against Nepal at the conclusion of the Caribbean Premier League. Ian Wason, CNC3 Sport.
Now, the relief of the 2 gold or medal-winning athletes Trinidad and Tobago experienced yesterday evening was palpable. And, of course, today we reached out to one former athlete to find out just what it feels like to be at the bottom of the valley and climb all the way back to the top of the mountain. Call them the happiest men alive, but hours or even moments before their respective World Championships successes, Kishon Walcott and compatriot Jareem Richards, by their own admission, were in entirely different places.
You know, sometimes as an athlete, it gets a bit discouraging, and I've been thinking it for a while, coming to these championships and leaving empty-handed, making finals, but just falling short.
You know, there have times when you would just want to say that, okay, maybe it's too hard, maybe it's not for you, but yeah.
It's a feeling fellow Olympian Cleopatra Burrell knows all too well. Burrell says the comeback is the hardest mountain to scale for any athlete.
It's on your mind constantly, and you have to let that pressure help you elevate. When you're talking about competitive athletes in the javelin, you're talking about somebody running the 400, you cannot be tight. So you want to be relaxed under that pressure. And, that's a hard combination to achieve. But our guys are professionals. They've been at this for a long time, and they really showed that they were world class.
Burrell, who missed out on the 2012 Olympic shot put final by 1 spot, only to years later learned that several of those ahead of her had not competed cleanly, says the re-emergence of Jareem and particularly Kishon was especially resonating.
And now I'm happy that we have athletes who can even dream and even more so achieve, medaling at the global stage. So it's really great to see. That emotion, just the relief is second to none.
Burrell turned her focus to the size of TNT's contingent, which numbered just 4 athletes in Tokyo.
I'm happy that these individuals produce, but at the end of the day, we want to be putting forth bigger and better teams for Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm going to come back to our systems in terms of how we're producing athletes and our pipeline. So, you know, no athlete can represent the country forever. And we really have to look into our pipeline and try to figure out what steps we're going to take to ensure that we have future athletes representing Trinidad and Tobago.
Leader of the opposition, Penelope Beckles, says credit for the performances of Keyshawn Walcott and Jereme Richards is due to former Minister of Sport Shamfa Cudjoe-Lewis. Speaking outside of Parliament on Friday, Beckles congratulated Walcott on his capture of the World Championship Javelin Gold and Richards for winning silver in the men's 400-meter. However, she reminded reporters of the public outcry about a year ago as Cudjoe-Lewis's ministry disbursed funds to Walcott under the Elite Athlete Assistance Program following last year's Olympics, where Walcott did not medal.
I want to, on behalf of the People's National Movement, congratulate Keyshawn Walcott, but I think it's important to recognize the work of Shamfa Cudjoe, because if you recall at the time, he wasn't doing all that well, right? But now, I mean, so we want to, I think, celebrate his perseverance, celebrate his resilience, because we know it's both Olympics and World Championships, youngest and now the oldest. So I just want to, remember the village of Toko, remember the Northwest areas, Matlat, who celebrated.
Commenting on how she thinks the athletes should be rewarded, this is what Beckles had to say. All right, so Trinidad and Tobago's under-21 netball team begins its quest at the Netball World Youth Cup in Gibraltar on Saturday against Fiji. It will be the start of 4 consecutive days of play in Pool B, at the end of which only the top 2 teams will advance from the group to the quarterfinals.
I know they are going to be quite rugged. They play a physical type of netball. They play a man-to-man type defense. So I know they're going to be on the body all the time. Our game plan is to go out there and use our change direction and use the essence of what the Calypso drills are about to ensure that, again, we get the ball moving into the shooting circle.
The contingent, which left Trinidad and Tobago last Friday, has acclimatized well and was victorious in their lone warm-up match against Northern Ireland, winning 39-33. Well, it's early days in the new SSFL season with only 2 rounds played. However, Naparima College seems to be the informed team as they came from behind on a match day 2 to win and they now lead the standings. Caston Cupid has a full round of matches from last Wednesday.
Arima North, hosting Naparima College at the Arima Velodrome, took the lead in the 36th minute when Zion Metiver popped up in the box to give the Dial Diamondos the 1-0 lead. That lead didn't make it to the half thanks to Zarian France, who tapped into an empty net in injury time, 1-0 at the interval. Fast forward to the 86th minute, a poorly cleared corner cost Arima as Sebastian James found a way to guide it into the net, 2-1 with 4 minutes left. Arima sent numbers forward searching for the leveler, leaving their backline exposed. Naps noticed and exploited that expertly when Ryan Redderland's injury timed header put the game beyond doubt. 3-1, the final. Naparima College staying perfect. Samoa North Secondary, hosting St. Augustine Secondary, got off to a fiery start when the boys from Book won a penalty for this tackle in the box. Jadel Chase Charles saw his penalty expertly saved by Tyrese Henry. From the ensuing corner, however, Malik Marasat header had no issues finding the back of the net for the 11th minute Samoan lead. The Green Machine would equalize in the 24th via Giovanni Hospitalis. That's how this one stayed, 1-1 in a share of the spoils. Presentation College San Fernando blanked Trinity College East 3-0 at the Manny Ramjan Stadium. Jordan Bernard gave them the lead in the 19th minute. Then Isaiah Jacob got his first of the day in the 53rd. He returned in the 90th, sealing his brace and the 3 points for Prez. Other results around the league saw defending champs Fatima also starting with a 3-0 win against Scarborough Second Tobago, while Signal Hill hammered Trinity College Mocha 7-1, also over in the Sister Isle. There were also big wins from St. Benedict's and St. Mary's College. Looking at the standings after 2 rounds, Naps is out front without a blemish after their 2 wins. The Saints and St. Augustine are second and third with 4 points, while Signet Hill, St. Benedict's, Fatima and Prayers are all on 3. At the bottom end, Trinity College East and Kaipichama East are pointless. Both units may be concerned after losing their opening matches. Caston Cupid, CNC3 Sport.
Well, from the CPL to the SSFL here at home and the Netball Youth World Cup abroad, Caston Cupid has this Friday evening's Sport Wrap.
We start with netball as Trinidad and Tobago's under-21 Calypso girls opened their 2025 Netball Youth World Cup campaign in Gibraltar on Saturday, taking on Fiji in Pool B from 1 p.m. TNT time. On Sunday morning at 11, they're back on court squaring off against Malawi, so let's wish them all the best in their matches. Back at home in the boys' premiership of the SSFL, round 3 action kicks off on Saturday. The pick of the matches is the clash between defending champs Fatima College and Intercal champs St. Benedict's College. There is also an East Zone blockbuster with the Green Machine against the Dial Dynamos. Presentation San Fernando welcomes San Juan North, while St. Anthony's College will have to wait yet another round for their first match. Their game against Signal Hill has been postponed. Trinity East and Trinity Mocha will both be at home. All matches kick off at 3:30 p.m. The TDCF's National Cycling Championship Citium rides off on Sunday from 7 a.m. at E-Tech Park in Tamina. So come out and support these endurance riders pushing pedal to the metal for the titles. And last but certainly not least, the Guyana Amazon Warriors seek to retain their CPL title on Sunday against an unknown opponent. That's because defending champs St. Lucia Kings and 4-time winners TKR square off tonight at 8 for the right to battle the Warriors. Pending that outcome, the biggest showdown of the biggest party in sport bowls off at 8 p.m. on Sunday in Providence, Guyana. Only time will tell who will win it all. Well, I'm Caston Cupid, and that's all you need to know. Where to go, what to do over the weekend in your CNC3 Sport Wrap.
All right, now for our Sport High. Wooden does the world's double.
Melissa Jefferson Wooden did what no female American sprinter has ever done, which is win the sprint double at Worlds. After a sizzling 10.6 win in the 100, she backed it up with a world-leading 21.68 to take the 200-meter goal as well. Yes, what an achievement. So Melissa Jefferson Wooden, for your history-making feat, you earn tonight's CNC3 Sport High.
That's the cap. A great week in sport for Trinidad and Tobago, guys.
Yes, hope we have many more weeks like this in the weeks to come. Thank you very much, Jasty. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Southern Food Basket CPL flash sale is on now. Shandy Malta Ginseng 6-pack, $31.95. Swiss barbecue spouch, 500 ml, 2 for $19.95. Swiss spouch ketchup, 750 ml, 2 for $19.95. Creamery 1 gallon ice cream assorted, 2 for $84.95. Grill Master Burger patties 2 pounds, 2 for $99. Chicken wings 1 pack, 2 for $69.95. Available Thursday 18th September to Sunday 21st September 2025.
Get the best in affordable eyewear. Frames with blue filter lenses and eye exam, $399. Single vision lenses with transitions on designer frames, $799. Progressive transitions with designer frames, $1,399. Happening only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
Whether you're an athlete, a business professional, or simply someone who values their health, Omega XL can empower you to keep doing what you love. Don't let joint discomfort hold you back.
Live long, stay strong with the XL brand.
Muscle Russell.
Welcome.
Welcome back. Valerie Green, the widow of the late Calypsonian Aldwin Roberts, the Lord Kitchener, has died. She was 74 years old. She died of a massive heart attack this morning at the St. James Medical Complex. Green was an iconic dancer who for decades rose from being Kitchener's muse, backup dancer, to wife and mother of his children. Veteran Calypsonian Dr. Hollis Liverpool says Green wasn't really a dancer before she met the Calypsonian and began inspiring his music.
Well, we made a big impact on her because Kitchener used to, when after Kitchener got to know her, Kitchener began to compose calypsos that she could fit in.
Kitchener's 1976 Road March flag woman was inspired by her, but Green also inspired a generation of flag women who at one point were a significant part of a memorable panorama performance. Green met the already veteran Calypsonian in the 70s, when she was still in her early 20s, and he's significantly older. She soon started joining him on tour and on stage.
It was nice, the excitement of having to travel. I now start meeting other Calypsonians, he will introduce me to them and everybody will be watching me because, I was so very young to see Kitchener with this young girl when he started taking me out and all of that.
Well, Green leaves to mourn her 4 children, including Calypsonian and multiple-time Road March winner, Colonel Roberts. Now for tonight's regional roundup.
This is celebrating 42 years of independence under the theme Perpetual Progress, a sustainable future in view. In a national address, Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew highlighted his administration's focus on the sustainable island state agenda and ongoing projects including road rehabilitation, expanded water infrastructure, and renewable energy initiatives. He calls for unity, urging citizens to work together to build a prosperous future. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, with support from the government of Japan, has launched a new initiative to combat escalating violence and illicit drug trafficking in Haiti. The plan involves establishing and equipping new border control units to stop the flow of illegal weapons, drugs, and other goods. UNODC will provide advanced training and specialized equipment to strengthen the Haitian Coast Guard and continue to provide updates to the Security Council on illicit trafficking and financial flows. Venezuelan troops will offer weapons training to residents of low-income neighborhoods this weekend. President Nicolas Maduro said the training is a response to a U.S. military buildup in the Caribbean. He says the troops will go into communities to teach men and women who enlisted in a civilian militia how to handle weapon systems. Soini Gray, CNC3 News.
From palaces that glitter in glass to fabrics that whisper of dynasties, Jaipur is a place where the past refuses to sit quietly.
Royalty may not rule the Rajasthan city anymore, but you wouldn't know it from the way the city treats you.
Jaipur wears its history in color. They call it the Pink City, painted in that color to welcome the Prince of Wales in 1876. Today, the color of hospitality has become its identity. But Jaipur's history is also stitched into fabric. Inside City Palace, clothing defines centuries of fashion and power. Bandhani tie-dyes, hand-carved block prints, silks brushed with gold. Heritage here isn't only behind glass, it's now in modern wardrobes.
We are exporting all over the world. Maybe in your country, if you will see any dress and it's from India, Zara, Mango, Tree of Life, there are many big brands or internationally very famous. They are also using the textile of Jaipur.
Nowhere sparkles clearer than the Shobhaniwas, the Hall of Beauty, decorated with real gold leaf work, colored glass and mirrored mosaics, once used to host religious festivals like Diwali. Now, Jaipur still has royalty, but forget the idea of kings and queens on these thrones. Maharaja Padmanabh Singh is more likely to be spotted on a polo field or a fashion magazine than in a court hall. The royal family no longer rules, but they remain custodians of culture. Some of them still shape daily life. Jaipur's Princess Divya Kumari now serves as Rajasthan's Minister of Tourism, Art, Culture, Archaeology and Civil Aviation. Though titles may have changed, her mission remains.
Lot more people from your respective countries come and visit our country.
After learning about royalty, it was our turn to live it. At Virasat Heritage Restaurant, known for hosting celebrities like Shah Rukh Khan, we were greeted like kings and queens. Even seated like royalty, entertained, then came the feast. And of course, we had to dance off those calories. Bhavita Gopalchan, CNC3 News, Jaipur.
Wow, you are royalty,
That is how
Bhavita.
I expected to be greeted when I return to the office, okay, guys?
But that was such magical artwork. You could really feel the past within those buildings, can you?
Yes, I wanted to stay at the Shobaniwas. The glasswork there, so beautiful. There's literally gold in the walls.
Wow. Thank you very much for sharing your experiences with us. I think you have a few more, so we'll keep looking out for them. And thank you for joining us on the 7 p.m. news here on CNC3. We want to wish you a happy weekend. I'm Ryan Bechu.
I'm Bhavita Gopalchan.
I am Jassy Marie.
And I'm Jean-Marc Rambassad. Have a good night.
You're watching CNC3. Time check.